Thanks for joining us in the Skins injury update, Crowie. The club had a couple of big wins on the weekend. How did the players get through it?
We've got a few things of note from the weekend. The first, which was noted in the post-match discussions from the coaches, was Tom Bell-Chambers, who had some calf tightness early in the game. Played out the game pretty well. He went off for a scan just to make sure, and that scan's proven to be clear. So obviously we'll respect some tightness in the calf, but no strain there. So we're expecting Tom to train tomorrow and be able to play. The other one was Pat Ambrose, who also played the game with calf tightness. Like Tom, finished the game. However, Pat was not as lucky. He does have a strain in his soleus. That means that he'll now enter into rehabilitation. We're expecting him to be available for the VFL match after the bye, which is a Sunday, as opposed to the Thursday when the AFL play West Coast. The other news from the weekend was from the VFL. Darcy Parish, who played a good game, but has sustained a fracture to his base of his thumb, which is called a Bennett's fracture, which needs to be operated on because that can become arthritic very quickly otherwise. The bad news for Darcy is that the normal return for those is around 8 weeks. Now, some players do a little bit better, some a little bit slower. So we'll be obviously checking with the surgeon after he has that procedure and getting a better feel for how long it's going to take to get Darcy back on the park, with obviously the silver lining there being that we can really work hard on Darcy's running ability through that period.
Now, Kobe Much didn't play on the weekend. What was the issue with him?
So Kobe has had intermittent headaches over the last week and a half. There's no evidence of concussion, but we'd like to be conservative because sometimes it's difficult to work out exactly why these headaches are coming. Until they resolve completely for an extended period, we're going to keep him out of contact training and then also out of matches. So we'll be watching him closely this week as to whether or not he becomes available for the weekend.
Michael Hurley was close to returning last week. Will he be available for Dreamtime at the G?
Yeah, so Hurls did a really good session on Saturday. We're happy with how he trained. He did match volume, match speeds. He'll train fully this week and be expected to be available.
Now, David Myers had a minor hip injury. Will he put his hand up this week?
Yeah, so Dave Myers' hip injury has bled and is affecting the cutaneous nerve, which is a nerve which is close to the skin in the front of his thigh, which is giving him a tingling sensation. So though David's injury as such is okay, we're not really comfortable with him playing while feeling that tingling down the front of his leg. So we've injected around the nerve to see if that makes a difference. But this week at our main train, Dave will be a test again to see whether or not he's available to play.
Now, a couple of the longer term injuries, Travis Collier and Marty Gleeson have both been off the scene for a while. How has their progress been?
Yeah, so some more good news there with Trav Collier. He's a good chance to play some game time in the VFL this weekend. He, pending getting through the main session well, be available for some limited minutes in the VFL and then start building up his match loads. Marty Gleeson sees a specialist next week with a view to hopefully coming out of the boot then once he's out of the boot, gradually building up his strength and his function to the point where he's able to play, possibly later this year.
Great, well, good luck this week and thanks for your time.
No worries, thanks guys.